1 is the magic number this weekend. After this week at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, there's only one weekend remaining in the Mazda Road to Indy season. There can only be one champion in Indy Lights, Pro Mazda, and USF 2000. The action's about to begin, so let's get to it right now on Mazda Road to Indy TV. With the season winding down, most of us wish the season would never end. But Pro Mazda driver Michael Johnson has been looking forward to this race for a long time. Johnson was injured in a crash at St. Petersburg in March. It took about 4 months of recovery, but Johnson is back with JDC Motorsports to make his season debut. Johnson is the first paralyzed driver to race on the road to Indy, but he hasn't let any of these obstacles stop him. The activity on race weekends isn't limited to the track. Juncos Racing hosted Big Brothers and Big Sisters, bringing kids closer to the cars for a day they'll never forget. Road to Indy teams are constantly active in the community. Current Road to Indy drivers are focused on racing right now, but aspiring drivers around the world have something to look forward to in fall 2016. Mazda announced the debut of the Road to Indy Scholarship Shootout, a one-day event at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca that will pit select junior-level open-wheel and karting champions against each other with a $200,000 USF 2000 Mazda scholarship on the line. This is an exciting and unprecedented opportunity for young drivers.
Today's announcement allows us to provide this award and the opportunity for it to thousands of kids around the world that want to grow their driving career in open wheel racing.
We'll get more kids on the ladder, give more kids an opportunity to win a prize of a full scholarship into USF 2000. The competition will be good, and we will see a strong driver come into USF 2000.
Welcome to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, everyone. I'm here with John Church of JDC Motorsports. And John, you must have been to Mid-Ohio 150 times. Tell me a little bit about when was your first time here and what makes this place so special for you?
The first time I was here I think was back in 90 or 91 when I was driving, and the track was unbelievable. It was the craziest place I've ever been to and quickly became my favorite track.
And what's your favorite corner on the track?
I think turn one's the best. You know, when you get up you come in approaching turn one, you're crouching down in the car as far as you can because you know when you lose it there, you're going onto the back straight. So you're thinking self-preservation, you know. But every corner is unique. There's no normal corner on this whole track.
And here we are about to do a lap around the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, now crossing the start-finish line, heading in towards turn one. Just a slight speed adjustment as you go into that corner, then fully back on power. Get the track out, use all the curbing here on exit, and then you go up that hill towards that turn two. Super deep on the brakes here into turn two. Down the gears, gotta get the car rotated. Big crest as you go over the hill, and then on power. You squeeze onto the power, now onto that long back straightaway, up through the gears. This is your best passing opportunity here to line someone up and then pop out for a pass. And now hard on the brakes into turn four. You can carry a lot of speed through turn four, use all the room on exit, and then you gotta slow it right down for turn five. Over that crest, and then you got to bring it back to the left-hand side for turn six. Turn six, use all the inside curving, and then you got to just bend it around for turn seven, turn eight, and then just a quick speed adjustment into turn nine as you bend it and use all that curve there. Go over yet another crest. The car gets extremely light over this crest. We're going to bend it into turn 10 and then flicking it into turn 11. So easy to lose it here in turn 11. So important to be line precise here. Then you bend it over that crest into turn 12 where you can get the car rotated and then on power through that turn 12, then into turn 13. And that is your lap of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, one of my all-time favorite tracks.
Hey guys, hanging out down here at Buck's Bar and Grill, one of the legendary establishments here in Lexington, very close of course to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We got a chance to sit down and talk to one of the popular guys in the paddock here, the Mazda Road to Indy, Shelby Blackstock. Shelby, you worked your way through the Mazda Road to Indy, you find yourself at the top. I remember talking to you last year when you were drooling over the Dallara IL-15. Must be fun to finally get behind the wheel of the thing this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the perfect stepping stone for the Mazda Road to Indy. And the car's a well-rounded race car. It has every thing that really sets you up to go to the IndyCar series.
Now, one thing I really want to talk about early on, you know, everybody we talk to when we have these interviews is about the fact that they started in karting. You didn't do that. There was no karting for you at all. It was kind of like, hey, you know what? I really like racing. I love Formula One. I want to do it.
My very first race was at Grattan Motor Speedway. I wouldn't say it's a speedway, Grattan Raceway.
I love Grattan Raceway.
I've only been there once, and I really wish I could go back. Spun 9 times. So, and then went to Mid-Ohio as my second race, and that was when the first national round was, and the legendary Spencer Pickett was the golden boy. But
it was a good field back then, though.
Started, kept going, and here I am. Once you kind of move up the ranks of US 50,000 Pro Mazda, 2 years of Pro Mazda, I really got to define my craft and just kind of went from there. But overall, it's been a huge character building year. I've learned more this year than I have throughout my entire career. I mean, there's a lot of good days in racing, but there's way more bad days in racing. So enjoy the good days, because there's going to be a lot more of these bad days ahead of you.
You know, one of the things we do with the Mazda Road, and we've done since we've had you here, is we don't focus on actually kind of the famous side of your life. Obviously, your mom, Reba McIntyre. I focus on Shelby Blackstock, the race car driver, and that's how we've always treated you, and I like that. The fact is you do have a famous mom who see you sometimes come out to the racetrack. Is that put any pressure on you at all? None whatsoever?
She doesn't understand all of the racing stuff yet. She knows enough to get her in trouble. Very into it. She's full on racing law now. She watches every session, no matter where she is.
I love it.
But she gets a little too much into it. So like if your car's not handling good, she's really in the picture. And if somebody cuts you off or takes you out, then she's even more in the picture.
Really?
She's like, well, who is this? No, but she's regular old mom.
What do you do away from the track? What do you do for fun?
Mainly I do a lot of mountain biking, whitewater kayaking, a lot of rock climbing. Rock climbing is mainly what I've really gotten into a lot. So just a lot of different outdoor stuff.
Now, where do you see yourself going? What's 2016? Are we staying with Lights one more year and then ideally into the IndyCar Series?
Yeah, another year of Lights and hopefully maybe the 500 next year and then with the IndyCar the following year.
Well, folks, there's Shelby Blackstock. He knows he had a character-building year this year. It's been tough for him in his first year in Indy Lights, but he'll be back next year. He's having a good weekend right now, and I think from what he learned this year, he'll be strong.
Hey guys, I'm here with Paul Mata, team owner of M1 Racing, to learn more about this team that lately has been doing a fantastic job in the championship. So, Paul, first of all, how do you get involved in this racing?
I got involved in 2004 with another team called American Speed Factory. They approached me to work the 24 hours of Daytona doing tires, which was the hardest race I've ever been, and to be the first race. And they were amazed that I didn't quit halfway through, and they're like after me a full-time job.
So you went from working as like a gig, changing tires, to today.
Not even changing tires. I was the guy cleaning the tires.
Even worse, cleaning the tires, to today being a team owner of 4 Pro Mazda cars, and you even have cars that are not in this series. How's that transition?
It was a slow rise. I had to learn everybody's job, which makes my job as a team owner now much easier. I did tires, I did fuel, I did mechanic, I did strategy, so I learned everything. So when I came to do my job, now I may not be great at everything, but I know everybody's job, so I can put the right people in the right positions.
How's been, as a team owner, having Victor involved with you?
It makes everybody step up their game quite a bit. So I'm used to working with older drivers, expert drivers, which is a little bit more easygoing. It's more about tuning the drivers. We come out here and we have to really step up our game and micromanage everything and make sure everything works perfectly for Victor to run up front.
So now that we see Victor there, is he act always like the big star and whatnot? Can you show Victor how he walks?
That is the Franzoni.
That's the Franzoni.
Look at the hair.
Does he use the spray in the hair?
Oh, you should see him every time. As soon as he gets out of the car, he's like, we have to spray him with oil and beautiful.
Now that we're kind of joking like that, how much of that has to be in a team to make it work? Because everything is stressful, so it must be a moment where you as a team owner say, okay, I need to bring the humor up. Or
we give each other a hard time. My nickname for him is Baby Duck. He's my little baby duck. We're trying to train him to be a mama duck, so we want him to be the leader out there.
How's been your experience with this team?
For me, it's been fun. I'm driving with a team that the guys make me laugh all the time, and they are really good, so this is the most important for the racing.
Do you think also as a team owner that having a good vibe, it makes a difference?
you have to have trust. And laughing and communicating is all building trust. You can't have a good time. This is a fun sport, and you got to love it. And if you're laughing and joking and enjoying it, it shows. And it makes the work not so hard. It makes the long hours not so long. So that's a big part of it, laughing and teasing each other and giving each other a hard time.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for showing us around. I'll let you take this boy to work, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
USF 2000 rolled out early and often. Instead of the usual 2 races, they contested a triple header at Mid-Ohio. Nico Jamin qualified on pole and takes the lead right away. This is a recurring theme throughout the weekend. Now mid-pack, Garth Rickards and Luke Gavin running side by side in the carousel. They collide. Rickards goes off into the tires. Leader Nico Jamin's weekend begins flawlessly. The points leader leads every lap and picks up the win. In race 2, Jamin started on pole again. He has his hands full in the first set of corners, but hangs on to the car and the position. Anthony Martin finished on the podium in race 1, but Martin loses it while slipping into Thunder Valley. A quick recovery salvages his race, but as a result, he drops out of the top 5. Nico Jamin was all alone in P1, but a full course yellow with only minutes left sets up a green-white checkered finish. Jake Edson's final push comes up short. Nico Jamin goes 2 for 2. In race 3, it's more of the same from Jamin. Teammate Aaron Telitz moves into second place on the start, and the 2 Cape Motorsports with Wayne Taylor Racing teammates finish 1-2. Jamin leads every lap of every race. Break out the broom. The points leader goes a perfect 3 for 3.
Oh, it's for sure the best weekend of my whole career. You know, this weekend was really awesome for me. 3 poles, 3 best laps, 3 wins. I scored a maximum amount of points, so it's really great for the championship. So now I'm going to be conservative, you know, try to don't do any mistakes, don't run off, just finish the races and get that title.
Pro Mazda competed twice. In round 1, Neil Alberico gets a good jump at the green flag, but it was actually too good. Race control determined that Alberico jumped the start, so he was forced to surrender the position. Points leader Santiago Urritia capitalizes. He moves from 3rd all the way up to 1st and hangs on. Urritia earns the victory over Neil Alberico and Timothy Beret.
I'm feeling really good. I didn't expect this victory, but it's especially for us because it's on the end of the championship. But you know, it was a very difficult race because Alberico was pushing all the races behind me. So that means everyone is trying to win the championship. So we have to keep in this way to win the championship. 3 races left. But anyway, for sure was a really good race for me and also for Alberico.
Race 2 was similar, but with the roles reversed. Garrett Grist gets a little too anxious on the start. He jumps the start at the green flag and has to surrender the lead. This time, it's Neil Alberico who's the beneficiary. Grist's day would not get any better. He goes off-roading and drops all the way to the tail end of the field. The leader never looked back. Neil Alberico takes the checkered flag in race 2.
The weekend overall was pretty good. We had 1st and 2nd and scored really good points going to the end of the last event, my home race and Mazda race by Laguna Seca. So it's really good momentum, and yeah, we did a really good job. Tried to get fast lap there, but I think someone might have hit me, but great race overall.
Indy Lights contested 2 races of their own at Mid-Ohio. Things did not get off to a good start for point-standing contenders Jack Harvey and Spencer Pigot. Contact between the 2 of them on the very first lap sends Harvey off track. Both of them were forced to pit. Spencer Pigot was saved by a full course yellow. Pigot stayed on the lead lap. Felix Sorales has trouble as well. He pulls off through turns 5 and 6, bringing out the 2nd full course yellow of the day. He was running in 2nd position. But the star of the day was rookie R.C. Enerson. For the first time in his career, the 18-year-old finishes first and finds himself on the top step of the podium in Indy Lights.
This is just the biggest accomplishment of my life so far, and to have it happen in my rookie season is just even better, and we're just looking for more of it.
Indy Lights rounded out the weekend with race 2. Carlin's Ed Jones jumps ahead of pole sitter Jack Harvey at the start. Things got messy on lap 2. Jack Harvey jumps the curb, sending Felix Sorales off track. Sorales nearly clobbers Sean Rayhall, but both of them emerge unscathed. Just a few moments later, Kyle Kaiser and Scott Anderson get together at the top of the hill. Those two go around. Scott Anderson could not get his car refired. That brings out the yellow flag. The caution bunched up the field, and when we got back to green, Ed Jones and Jack Harvey continued their battle for the lead. But in the same corner that Harvey went off a day before, Harvey and Jones make contact and both go off track. They fall to the back of the field, surrendering positions 1 and 2. Sean Rayhall moves into first, followed by Max Chilton and Spencer Pigot. The top 3 would stay that way, and in the most wild, unpredictable race of the season, Sean Rayhall and 8-Star Motorsports take the top step in victory lane.
Oh, you know, they're great guys and very experienced, and they're very experienced with dealing with me from last year in Tutors. So, you know, very thankful Bayside gave us another shot to come back here, and you know, I want to devote this one to my mom. She's been ill, and she was actually able to make it to this race. So, don't know how many more she can come to. So we want to make sure this one goes to her. And but the crew is awesome. Everyone did a phenomenal job. They regrouped me from our off in qualifying, and we went to work from there.
Joel, another fantastic end of this race weekend, unexpected.
It was crazy from start to finish in USF 2000, Pro Mazda, and in Indy Lights. Especially in Indy Lights, Jack Harvey's points lead is shrinking.
Well, we have one more race, and I think it's going to be fantastic because of that. So it's going to be interesting too.
At a really great racetrack, Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca is a legendary venue in this country. I can't wait to get there.
I don't know about you, but I'm going.
Let's do it.